Whenever people tag me on Instagram with like a finished object, I seriously like heart flutters, like adrenaline, I get goosebumps, like the whole thing. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pitchfork Fiber Podcast. My name's Hunter, and this is episode 22. We have a little bit of a switch up with the backdrop, but I'm still here in my apartment in Chicago, Illinois, where Pitchfork Fiber is located, and it's a gloomy kind of gray day out, but slowly becoming a little bit more spring, so we're excited. But if you're new and this is the first time you've stumbled upon me, again, thank you for joining me. I am the indie dyer behind Pitchfork Fibers, which you can see behind me. And also, I make a lot of cool things. So check me out on Instagram at Pitchfork Fiber. You also can, if you want to, like and subscribe to this channel. It really helps me out and notifies you when, if you ring the bell, click the bell, it will notify you when I upload next. So that's awesome. And if you are returning, thanks so much for coming back. I always appreciate you, and let me know what's going on in the comments. I definitely read them all and will respond to you. So thanks again for coming. We have a lot to talk about today, a lot of upcoming exciting things for Pitchfork Fiber. So I think we should just like jump right into some of the things that I have been working on. I do have finished objects and works in progress. So let's get started with the knitting content because I know you all want to see that. So let's jump into finished objects. All right, my first finished object is a beautiful little baby sweater. Wait, let me get it ready for you. Look at this little baby. So this is not 100% finished only because I do have a few ends to weave in and it is unblocked. But this is the Anker sweater by Petite Knits. If you followed me for a while, you will have known that Petite Knits has kind of been a theme for me. Knitting patterns by Petite Knits in 2021 has been a thing. I think every single item I've made, besides a few, have been Petite Knits. I'm just loving the simplicity, the way they're written. This pattern, super cute. It has, so first of all, this is made out of the Duck Boots colorway in the Stalworth DK base. In my base, I alternated skeins on the body and the yoke, and then I realized that I didn't need to. So I then just like went on with the sleeves without alternating. And as you can see, my yarns really are quite even. These were in the same dye lot, but still, like, you know, the color is really even. My friend just had a baby girl and was like, I really want a sweater. And I was like, well, I'm already gonna give you a sweater, so just be patient, because she didn't know she was gonna get one, but I knew I wanted to make her little newborn a sweater. And she's someone who she was my roommate in grads, or she was my roommate in undergrad and in Arizona, and she's very knitworthy. I say this a lot, like, not everyone's knitworthy, and that's not shade to anyone. That is not something that's like to be rude or disrespectful, but it's something that I know when someone appreciates handmade items or like appreciates the work that I do, I know it will be treated like respectfully and will be appreciated in the way that, like, I hope that it will kind of live on. You know, once I make a sweater like this, and I give it to someone, it's out of my hands, and you know, I want them to cherish it and also, you know, like, wash it correctly and love it just as much as I do. So not all people, you know, want hand knit items that they have to maybe lay flat, hand wash and then lay flat to dry, or, things like that, which you don't have to with this. This is super wash. However, that's kind of my ideology. So she's very knitworthy and is someone who has a gorgeous aesthetic. You can follow her on Instagram. I'll leave it right here because it's something, there's something to it, but I'll leave it right here. She's really cool. She's like kind of like a mom blogger and has a great aesthetic. But anyways, this is for her. I love the pattern. It was super easy. I love this kind of rib detail up here at the top of the yoke. Super simple. She's going for a very kind of unisex color scheme. So there was no need to like pick a color that was going to be boy or girl, because that's not really what she's about. I love the brown. It's a little girl, and yeah, super cute. Like, look how cute this is. So cute. The only problem is I made this 9 to 12 month, because she did want the sweater to be like able to be worn next winter. So I made it bigger. However, I made the arms a little too short because I didn't realize that the measurement I was given was the measurement before the ribbing. So right now, technically this should be the sleeve without ribbing, and then I would add another little bit. So I might just rip back this little ribbing and knit another inch, and then finish off the cuff. So that would be like, 30 minutes of knitting, no big deal. But really happy with that. I am obsessed with this colorway. It is Duck Boots is a creamy, rich, warm brown, kind of caramely undertones. There are it's very subtle, the shift in color. It goes between kind of, you see little darker brown speckles almost, and that is done completely in the dye bath and unintentionally. It's not done purposely. It's just the way that the dyes mingle, and it comes out really beautiful. It's actually right here. But yeah, loving that. So that's my first finished object. I have another finished object, but I'm going to consider it a work in progress, only because it's not like actually fully finished. So I guess it would be a work in progress. Anyways, let's move on to works in progress. Before we get to works in progress, I am drinking out of this gorgeous mug every single time I see it. I look at it. I love it. I'm having some tea, oolong tea, out of this stunning mug. It's a Keys pottery mug. She's based out of, I think, North Carolina. Love her pottery. It's just like, every time I look at it, it just is so stunning. The color, the shape, I love the shape. Yeah, so that's what I'm having some tea this morning. But my first work in progress is these stunning mittens. I mean, come on. These are the Milet mittens by Ysolda Teague. Oops. This is the first mitten done. Let me put it on so I can show you all of its beautiful details. This is the gorgeous cuff. These are unblocked just because I haven't quite finished the last one. This is the bottom cuff. Literal stunning. The hand into the top color work. You can see how beautiful the tip of the mitten is. Same with the thumb. I mean, just so many beautiful details about this. I really loved these mittens. They were so fun to work with. I am using this yarn. This is the colors I used. I used this kind of almost like neutral but gray, this darker navy, and this really beautiful like brick scarlet red. Keeping it traditional with the Norwegian flair. But yeah, love these. I did actually modify these a lot, which is really funny. Also, the inside is so pretty. Look at that. the peekaboo of red on the inside for this kind of like lining of the cuff. So beautiful. This is my other one. I just haven't finished the thumb, and I also have lots of ends to weave in, so that's why it's a work in progress. But in my mind, these are basically done because the thumb just took, it was so quick. But it's now like not even really mitten weather out, so like that's just, we'll see if those get finished. And if they do, it probably will be in like October. But we'll see. I love them so much. I did modify this quite a bit actually. So when I was looking up pattern notes, or when I was looking on Ravelry, I was looking at the notes about the pattern, and I didn't swatch necessarily for this. However, I knew almost right away based on the numbers and gauge that I was gonna go down like a full needle size, I think, or maybe even 2, because that's almost always what I do when there's a pattern and calls for a gauge. I almost always just immediately drop down 2 needles to get gauge, because I have such a loose gauge, and I don't really know why, because I don't knit necessarily loose, but that's just the way it is. So when I was looking at the measurements and the amount of stitches, and I knew like with that same needle size and a sock, because this is fingering weight, I was like, there's no way I'm going to have like a mitten that is this wide. So I was looking at some other notes on Ravelry, and there was a few really helpful posts that talked about just removing one of the repeats in the color work. And so I did that. I knitted the cuff as normal, and I knitted the inside as normal, because you knit. So what's very cool about this is you actually are working right side out, and then you work inside out, and then you work it up to this point. So you start with knitting the cuff, and then you knit ribbing for the inside cuff like liner part, and then you actually turn it inside out, and then you start working the color work so that everything is seamless and all in one go. So this actually can be unfolded, and that's technically what you knit. So really pretty. But then this just gets folded over, and then you have a really pretty inside. So anyways, I love that construction. It's just like, it was so simple, and at first I was like, wait, what? It was kind of like difficult for me to comprehend what was going on, and then I realized what was going on, and I was like, wait, I love this. So that's that. But I knit everything normal, and then I got to the end of this liner part, and I decreased, I think, however many stitches was one repeat, I decreased that many, and then I just removed a full repeat. So everything on here is the same. I did have a little bit of like, so I actually took the chart and like manipulated it in Photoshop so that I didn't have to like mentally remove the chart. I could actually like knit the chart, but I just kind of remade the chart without one. So there were a couple points, like, I don't know if you can see here, but there's kind of like an empty blue space before you get to these stitches, and then over here, I think I would have, when removing a repeat, I believe it like lost some edge stitches here, and it did the same thing on the other one, I believe. Just a little bit right here. I probably would have it if I knew that that was the case, because I don't believe that that's how it looks on the original. I probably would have just added another, stitch or two right there in the white. And if it really bothers me, which it doesn't, I could always go back and just stitch over with some white, and you wouldn't have any idea. But really, these are my first all over mittens. all over Colorwork Mittens. First mittens in fingering weight. First time ever doing the inside liner. Like, first time doing a lot of things, and I absolutely love them. They knit so quickly. It was so wonderful. I really love this yarn. It's the garn, I forget what it's called. It's a Norwegian brand, but their yarn is, I'm really excited to see this, both of the, when I block these, because I am interested to see how it blooms and really like relaxes. But I really like the yarn. It is definitely woolly and woolen, and I like that, because especially with something that's like, you know, you're gonna be holding things, and I'd rather it be hard wearing than like super soft and kind of like flimsy. These are sturdy, you know. I feel like these are, I really like these a lot. So I would definitely knit another pair, and like I wanted these to be really traditional because I love the kind of traditional colors of Scandinavian knitting. But I think if I did it again, I would do like really fun pops of color or something really cool. So yeah, those are my Milet mittens. Other than that, I do have another work in progress, which is a sock, but I'm gonna let you see that a little bit later because that goes with some yarn that I want to show you a little bit later. So that I'm gonna do, that's all the knitting I really have done because I knit so many hats. If you go back and watch last episode, which I'll put up here, I knit so many hats. I knit 2 for myself, and then I gifted 1 to someone, and that was like bang, bang, bang. And I knit so many. And for me, like knitting multiple objects in a month, like I don't know, but oftentimes I like to knit slow and really like enjoy the process of knitting. If I am knitting for an object and like trying to bust it out, a lot of times it just kind of like takes away the fun of knitting for me. And I don't know about you, but the whole process, like I definitely am a product knitter. Like I knit because I want the product, but I also knit because I like the process. And while I'm knitting, I like that relaxing quality. So having time to really spend on it and not be like busting something out, definitely is nice for me. So, so yeah, so there's that. I wanted to get to some, now that we're kind of done with the knitting portion, I guess, of this, or not, we're done with the actual knitting, but there's a lot of knitting content left, and yarn related fun goodness. Oh, by the way, I'm knitting my, or this is one of the first things I ever wore. I'm wearing my Antonio cardigan by Coco Knits, I believe. Yeah, Coco Knits, and I love this. This is made out of Malabrigo Rios in the VAA colorway, and it's just like a really awesome, just like throw it on. I love the fit. You know, it's just like really great, especially on a day like today where it's kind of chilly out. Also, the room that I'm in, so great segue. The room I'm in is the very front, the frontmost room of our apartment. And this room has used to have where I'm sitting like a day bed kind of. It was used as like a spare bedroom slash storage area, to be honest. It's small. I mean, it really it's bare, like I don't even know if it's considered a bedroom because there is a closet, but it's so small that a bed in here, you would barely be able to open the door, and then there would be no space. It would be just a bed. So we ended up getting rid of the daybed because we didn't really use it a lot. And then with all of like my, you know, with starting Pitchfork Fiber and really trying to make it as enjoyable for everyone, because it's not like I'm the only one who lives here. I live with my boyfriend as well. I wanted to make sure that there was a space for my things and for Pitchfork Fiber things that were not all over our, you know, main living area. So we ended up giving the day bed away to a friend who's moving, and now it's so much, it's like so exciting. This room is with all of my crafting things and my Pitchfork fiber things. And so this front room is where it all belongs. And we keep the vent turned off so the heat doesn't come in here because we're not in here that often, just to kind of save on heat. And also we live in a building that was built in the 1800s, so it's not necessarily the most efficient. So it is chilly in here, to be honest. Like in the winter, if we've not been in here like in a day and you open it, it's like dramatically 30 degrees colder in here. That might be an exaggeration, but it is like definitely very cold in here in parts of the winter. And right now, with it being just like cooler out, I think it's probably like in the 40s or the upper 40s right now. It's not bad. So having a little a little like cardigan moment in here is very nice. Yeah, it's very nice. So I just like, it gives me so much joy to see my things like displayed nicely like this. And also I'm looking over here because over here is like a little chest, or not chest, but like an area with more things. So at some point in the near future, I want to have a like craft room studio like area tour, and I want to show you kind of like where I keep everything and like how I organize stuff. And I really want to do that mostly because I think it would be really like, I love watching other people's studio spaces. I love seeing their stash. I love seeing where they keep things and how they organize. Like that is so gratifying to me. Like if someone had a whole room of just their stash and they like videoed it and talked about it, oh my gosh, like it makes me feel like I don't know, like I'm a part of it. I don't know. So I really would like that, but also it would motivate me to organize it and clean it up so it's like prepared. Above me, so these are really tall ceilings. So above me, there's quite a bit of space and it's just like a blank wall. So I want to put some of the artwork that I had. I just kind of like want to make it a little bit more pulled together. So that's that. Very excited about that. But I guess the next part is I would love to show you some exciting upcoming news that I have for you. There's quite a bit of exciting news, so let's move on to upcoming exciting news. You heard it right. We have some exciting news, and there are a couple things that I'm just like really excited to talk to you about. First of all, I will be a vendor at Knit Escape in April 7th through 10th. There is going to be the April Knit Escape. The theme is Happy Unbirthday, so it's just like going to be a full celebration. It's Christy Glass's birthday. I mean, what a celebration. That woman has so much energy and excitement that like her birthday is everyone's birthday. If you just being like in her presence, even virtually, is a celebration. So it's gonna be her birthday weekend, and I'm so excited to be vending there. I believe this is their third or fourth, third, I think third. This is their third month of doing Knit Escape. And if you don't know about Knit Escape, it's really cool actually. Just like a normal, event where there would be like demos and speakers and places to buy and sessions and all different types of things at a normal like in-person event. They're doing the same thing but virtually, and so this is a really awesome way to access like a ton of different, like I believe over 50 different demos, speakers, vendors. Like there's so many people going to be there. Very, very cool talks and like learning opportunities for everyone. And I believe it's like not expensive. I believe it's like $10 or $15 for a ticket that gets you access to all of the vendors, and then any demos or talks you want to, and then they're recorded and available for up to a week afterwards. So if you don't want to just like sit and absorb so much at once, you can kind of like spread it out a little bit more throughout throughout your week and watch a little bit here or there, or pick and choose what you want to watch or vend at. So I'm so excited to be a part of that. I'm going to be vending on the Thursday, I believe the 8th at, I'm not off the top of my head, I don't know. I will leave it right here, but I'll be vending on this day at this time. And I also will be teaching a demo as well. That's right. I'll be teaching a demo. It's like, I don't know why I'm like smiling so much, but it's exciting because I don't know, like teaching something that seems so professional. But yes, I'll be teaching a workshop demo called color palette mood boarding, and I'm so pumped about that because I will be kind of like going through the process of how I come up with a color palette, and we'll be using it's mostly like showing you my process and then giving tips on how you can kind of utilize those tools in your own kind of like picking out colors or creating a project or creating a color palette if you're a dyer, or for quilt. I mean, really it's for anything, but it will be my process of kind of taking inspiration from photos, pulling colors, creating color palettes, creating color combos from that palette. And that's how I create all of my colorways. So that's how like these colors are, how these all kind of come to fruition, is through this process that I'll be demoing. It's a 30-minute session, and I'm really excited about it because there's really good turnout. So if you want to know more info about Knit Escape, I will leave links down in the bio. You also can just search Knit Escape on the web, and there's a ton of info there for you. The web design is really beautiful, and their team has been really helpful. So definitely go check out Knit Escape. I'm excited to be a part of it. Very like honored to be a vendor there. But I wanted to show you some of the yarn that I will be offering. I will be offering some exclusives for Knit Escape only. So, if you want to jump on some of these items, like make sure you get a ticket. So I'm going to walk you through the collection of colors, some of the items I'll be selling, and all of that. Okay, first I'm going to go through the complete spring 2021 collection. I have finalized the colors, and they're just absolutely beautiful. I know last time I podcasted, I didn't have all of them with me, but now I have all the yarn. So first we have Peony, and Peony is like just such a gorgeous color. It is a blushy, kind of like warm undertone, tan undertone, beigey, peachy color. It's beautiful. It's almost like skin tone. There's lots of beautiful variegation in the color. I'm trying to see if we can see this really well. There's kind of like darker variations, bits of kind of like warm tan, just really vibrant pops. So it's just beautiful. Peony is my favorite flower. We have them in the back of my apartment. This is spring to me. So this is going to be available. I next have April Showers, which is a really popular favorite of a lot of people. This is a super variegated, speckly blue with kind of teal and warm and cool blues, navy. There's even like little speckles of magenta up in here, like you can kind of see up there. So throughout, there's just so much to look at when you're looking at this color. It really is a fun one. I think this is something that can be used in really anything. Yeah, this is definitely a favorite of mine. Sorry, I'm like looking really weird. Yeah. So I really love this one. These look beautiful together. So what's so cool about my yarn is that they look good. Like any color looks good together. And that is so intentional. So like really any color you choose will look really nice. Next color, this is a new colorway. This is lavender, and I love this. This is a really beautiful. It's looking a little warm up in here. It is more blue. It's more close to this color, but it's a really beautiful dusty purple, and there are kind of speckles of darker pops of purple, speckles of darker lavender. Again, it shifts from kind of warm and cool. It's a beautiful one. I mean, a sweater in this would be so regal and also so wearable. You know, again, these colors are really, really great. These, again, all three look stunning together. These would be beautiful together. This would be beautiful together. So I love this color. I think it's really, it's going to be a really popular one. Next is duck boots, which again is what I made the baby sweater out of. This is so beautiful. Oh, it's like definitely the color that I just want everything out of. So beautiful. Anyways, this is this lighting, so rich. This really is like a very rich, vibrant brown, like a warm undertone. Again, there are variation in it, but for the most part, it is like a solid, with light tonality to it, of course, but beautiful. This, again, would pair beautifully with showers, would pair beautifully with lavender. I mean, look at that. So beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, really, endless amounts of possibilities with color combos, because these colors are meant to look beautiful together. Another new one is eucalyptus. This is looking kind of minty here, but it is an ashy green color. I love this. It is it's just like, when I think of eucalyptus, I think of that like dried eucalyptus. This is just so pretty. This looks gorgeous. Again, with lavender, with peony, very like Eastery, very like springtime pastels, but then throw in a brown, gorgeous. Like, this would be gorgeous. This would be gorgeous. I mean, really, like, all of these colors together are stunning. So again, another really awesome color. This one is a like semi-solid, verging on tonal, really pretty. Love this one. Again, you can kind of see the color looks better back here. And then we have another new one, which is creamsicle. Creamsicle is a fave of mine because I love orange, but this is so delicious. It is a beautiful so it's a creamy orange base. So the base is a kind of creamy orange with like vibrant pops of almost like blood orange and tangerine. So there are variegations in it. And this one again would pair beautifully. I think these look gorgeous together. It also would go really well with like any of these kind of more pastel colors. I think it would look beautiful with duck boots. I love the combo between lavender and creamsicle. I think orange and like a pastel purple and orange are such a gorgeous color combo. I mean, so pretty. Love this color combo. I really want something out of these two. And so these six are the spring 2021 collection, spring collection. These are all going to be available in the shop tomorrow. So if you're watching this tomorrow, Friday, March 26th at 3 p.m. Central Time, these all will be updated and available for you to purchase. I do have limited quantities of them all. I'm dyeing up more to prepare for Knit Escape, but they will be available. So if you want to jump on any of these 3 new colorways, because we have had April Showers, Duck Boots, and Peony in the shop already, these 3, Eucalyptus, Lavender, and Creamsicle, will be available for the first time. I did just update the shop, so if you are, listening to and wanting to know more about the yarns that I provide, all orders $35 and over will be shipped for free. So that's really exciting for me. I think, who wants to pay for shipping? Like, I don't. So I'm taking that on for you, so you don't have to worry about that. So check out, so pretty. These are so pretty. So yeah, check those out. March 26th, which is a Friday, 3 p.m. Central Time. I do have one other color, and this is very exciting. This is an exclusive Knit and Escape color. So this will only be available to purchase for Knit Escape people. This does not have a color name yet, but I'm very excited about it because this is by far the most time-consuming color that I have created. And look at the color. It is hard to see on camera because of this light. Maybe I turn the light off and see how we can make it look real quick. But look at the color. We have purple, beautiful, like lavender and kind of like bluish purple. We have then a kind of more magenta purple. There are speckles of kind of minty green and warm, just think of like a peacock. It is just so beautiful. There are so many colors. I need to photograph this and get some better photos of this so I can start sharing this with people. But you all here are the first to hear about this, first to see this. Doesn't even have a color name yet. I'm still thinking of color names, but this will only be available for people at Knit Escapes and will not be redyed. This is a one-time thing. So if you really want to get on it, and if you are going to Knit Escape and you are thinking about purchasing, I've been told that exclusive colorways go very quickly. So if you want this and you want want to grab some, jump on it quickly because these will sell out very quick. I am going to do pre-orders, a limited amount of pre-orders, just because these take so long to dye that I'm saving my time for dyeing the other colorways, and then we'll have these out as pre-orders, only because this takes so much time and I don't have that much space to dye. So thinking about this logistically, these will be pre-ordered, and quantities will be very limited. So jumping on that, so pretty. And if you have lasted this long into the podcast, 40 minutes, I am starting a sock, and this is the way it looks knit up. So this is in the cake. Look at those pops. So beautiful. But this is just the beginning part of a sock. I wanted to see what it looked like knit up, and I love it. It is speckled. There's just so much color. Every stitch, it's like every stitch is different almost. So I just love the way that this looks. I'm just it's really bad. It's a little better, but yeah. So starting a sock. Hopefully I'll have the sock done by the April event for Knit Escape so that I can have a better example of what it looks like knit up. This is again the Stalworth sock base, 75-25 merino and nylon blend with that colorway on it. So that colorway is right here. It looks really pretty with creamsicle. Really pretty. It is definitely different than lavender. Lavender is a lot more like blue tone. This is a lot more like magenta. So again, color combos are endless. I'm so excited to talk about color and like building color palettes and things during my demo. I do have another thing I want to show you. These are not done yet, but again, if you're going to be joining the Escape, I have beautiful bags to show you. These I'm really excited about. I feel like I've been talking a lot, so this is just probably going to be a longer episode. But if you are here, thank you so much for joining, and make sure you are subscribed, because that's how you find out more. But I will be selling these bags. So I created really, really pretty. These are, I'm like so excited about these. They're not done. I still want to tweak them, but I wanted to just give you a sneak peek, because you all here on the podcast you get exclusive content. If you follow me on Instagram, I often post a lot there. However, YouTube is where it started. So like you get the first. You're the first to know about this info. I have these beautiful bags that were ice dyed. Here's an example. Like I'm just gonna go through some of them, but these are some really pretty ice dyed bags. They're tote project bags. I'm going to have my logo. I'm going to screen print the logo on, so it's going to look really nice. It will have, still kind of figuring that out a little bit, but I just want to show you what the bag looks like. These bags are really awesome. They're big bags. They could, you can hold a sweater quantity. They also at the bottom are like gusseted, so there is room in them. And the coolest part about this for me is that there is a pocket on the inside that I have been keeping notions in. So I keep a little pair of scissors. I've been keeping some darning needles, stitch markers, a mini ruler in there, and everything's in there. It doesn't fall out. It's deep enough that when you like hold the bag, they don't spill out. This is on a hinge kind of thing, so it really does stay in the bag. And the bag, I've been holding like multiple projects in the bag. I wanted to make sure that these bags were not just like something to look cute, but were actually functioning for projects. And I've been using mine for about a month now, because I wanted to make sure I liked it. This is all organic cotton or unbleached cotton, so I really like that as well. I dyed them all individually, so they are completely 100% unique. Everyone is different. And I've used mine just to like go out and like run errands around Chicago, throw groceries in. I mean, they really do. It's like an all-purpose tote, but I just love how unique they are. So here's a couple. This one, I'm gonna have them all different colors, all different styles. Here's a really fun one. I love this one. It's so just like colorful and vibrant and fun. And then once I get the logo on there, it's gonna look really nice. But yeah, so again, these are just like really fun. I'm gonna have, I think, like 20 or so in the shop. This one's really fun. I want to show you this one because it's like definitely one of my faves. Really fun. So those will be available. More details coming soon. Depending on how well those sell, they might be something that I bring back. I think I'll be selling again a quite limited number, so if you want that, make sure you jump on those too. Kind of that's like the name of the game for me, is that because I'm just starting out and I don't really know like what's gonna sell or how much how much to get. I'd rather, have enough and sell it and then have a lot of extra. So everything's pretty low, like limited quantity. So if you see something in a shop update and it's available and you want it, I would say, get it while you can, only because I don't know like what, when I'll have more, just because kind of depends on what's selling and what's not. So I'm so thankful even for the fact that people are out here watching me, that there are people like that want to support me and like my yarn. Whenever people tag me on Instagram with like a finished object, I seriously like heart flutters, like adrenaline, I get goosebumps, like the whole thing. I love seeing what you make out of the yarn. That is truly why I started this, was because I love I love yarn, I love color, and to see other people enjoy it, get excitement, and make beautiful things, like totally the coolest thing ever. So make sure you tag me in any post that post any like I love it. Anything like the yarn with your cat. Like we've had some yarn and cats. Love it. Like totally allergic. Do not want to touch a cat. I love getting yarn cat pictures. Like great. Thank you. Please send more. Yarn finished objects, yarn and babies. Like love it. Keep it coming. Like love when you tag me in the post. So keep those coming. The bags will be available again for that Knit Escape. For Knit Escape. If there are any, those are not exclusive to Knit Escape. So if they don't sell out, I will be updating them on the shop for general public uses. So stay tuned for that. But make sure you mark your calendar for Friday, February. Oh my gosh, Friday, March 26th, 3 p.m. Central. I will be having my update, and you can grab any of the new colorways. You can grab lavender, eucalyptus, creamsicle, along with the other 3 colors. Those will all be available on both Stalworth DK and Stalworth Sock. But yeah, that was a lot. I'm really excited. I'm so excited to be in this new space. Good energy. I'm feeling the springtime. It's getting me rejuvenated, and I hope it is with you as well. So with that, I will leave us with that, and I hope to see you all soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content, and you can follow me over on Instagram at Pitchfork Fiber. I hope you have a lovely day and more fun crafting and making yummy yarn goodness. Until next time, bye!